Okay, so I'm aware that this looks crazy, but I can explain. So I'm going to take you guys back in time to 2019. And even leading up to 2019, I found myself becoming very miserable at my job and just miserable at where I was in my life. I wasn't happy. And despite the job title or the salary, I just knew that God had something else in store for me, and that wasn't it. And so I remember one day specifically, I woke up crying and I told my husband, I don't think I can go to work. Like, I can't do this anymore. And on that day, I took a mental health day, but I had to get up and go back to work, the next day. And my husband said, we just can't afford for you to come off your job right now. But if you just hold on a little while longer, God's going to show up. And so in February 2020, that's when I was laid off. And I was so happy. I was so excited because I knew that this was God's way of saying, now you can go. Now is time. And so immediately I began to send my husband to go pick up all of these items, and they began to overflow into the backyard. And that's how it started. So fast forward, now it's 2021, and I've made up my mind that this is what I want to do for real. So 2020 was a pretty bad year for me in terms of learning everything. It was a lot of trial and error, but emphasis on the error. And so 2021 came around, and I told my husband I was ready to really pursue this. And so he was like, okay, we have to think bigger. And so he said, let's install a shed into the backyard. And he began to call anybody he could think of. And then he remembered he can call some of the brothers at one of the neighboring churches. And he asked them if they were willing and able, and they said they were. But here's how favor worked. So they offered to just do it for free. They said, man of God, because of your role in ministry, we don't want to charge you. We just want to be a blessing. And so, of course, we sold a seed into them, but it definitely was not equivalent to the contractor's pricing, okay? So that was amazing to me, and I just knew that God was in this thing. And so now I'm going to just begin to clean out the garage, and we're going to get ready to load all of this stuff into the shed.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling, go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling, go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up?
Right, welcome to my shed. Come on in.
You're stupid. It's pretty big. Can you really stand up though? Try standing.
So. Like right here. Not hard.
Cool. Let's load it up. Okay, so now you guys finally get to meet the man that I have been speaking so highly of, and that is my husband. So I call him Babe, but to many others, he's known as Elder Eichel, and I'm just so grateful for him. He has played such a role in my life, but specifically in this business as well. And the first thing is that he's the muscle, okay? So like, have you ever tried to lift something on your own? Like, that's not like, I'm not about that life, okay? So he's the muscle, and that's just such a key role. But aside from that, you guys, he helps me see some pieces through. Sometimes I go through these creative roadblocks where I just can't see the vision, and he comes up with some great ideas. He also checks on me when I smash my hand in between furniture. And on a more serious note, you guys, he definitely has prayed for me. He's encouraged me. He has ministered to me. And when I tell you guys, like, it's been real. This journey has not been easy. I've had to fight harder than I've had to ever fight in my life for anything. And I'm realizing that because of the call that's on this ministry, I'll say, like, I've been attacked. And one thing that my husband spoke into me, and I'll never forget, he said that God has anointed my hands in such a way that I'm able to take ugly things, neglected things just in life, and make them beautiful again. And he began to share with me, like, in his own life, how he came out of this ugly situation. And when I showed up, things began to get beautiful again. And I'm just grateful to see where God has brought us over these 4, almost 5 years now. And I know that it's all a part of the plan. It's not a coincidence that beauty from neglect is beauty from neglect. There's a deeper call behind this thing. And I can go on for a long time about that, but that's all I'm gonna share. I just wanted to say that though. But yeah, between God and my husband, I know that I'm on the winning team. And I'm just never shy of sharing God's name because he gets all the glory. Okay, so now to answer that question, where do we go from here? I just feel like in 2022, it's just going to be a year of prosperity and increase. As I think about 2019 and just how miserable I was and how much of a failure I felt like in terms of where I was in my life and in my career. And then in 2020, feeling like an even bigger failure because now I finally, I stepped out and I tried to do something that I've only dreamed of. And it was just failing left and right. Everything I put my hands to was just turning into trash, and I couldn't sell anything for profit because the quality wasn't there. And as I just continued to press in 2021, I had a much better year. I began to gain confidence again. I began to post again on YouTube, and you guys actually began to like and subscribe. And now in 2022, I just think that I don't know. I just know that it's going to be better than 2021, and I'm excited, and I hope you guys are excited, and I hope you guys join this journey by hitting that subscribe button and following along. And I'd love to interact with you down in the comments. I would love to hear about your dreams, desires, and visions, and I would love to pray for you guys and pray with you guys. So don't feel shy to drop a prayer request down below. And with that being said, I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.